Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Unrestrained. Today, it is joined by myself, Zach, Payson, and Andrew is joining us for the first episode, his first episode of Unrestrained. Today, I don't actually know what we have planned. I know what I want to talk about for a brief moment, and that's the passing of a icon of Betty White right before her 100th birthday.
We're giving her that 100. We're giving her all 24 leap years she lived through.
Exactly, that's what we were discussing. I was discussing today at work. I'm gonna give her the 100 because those leap years. But I'm just like, goodness gracious, I hope, because they were planning a big celebration and having it live on television, I hope they turned that celebration into like kind of a memorial.
Definitely.
Because it's so sad that she has passed. She was just a great person and a wonderful actress. It's so disappointing and sad that she's passed.
I must admit, though, that I haven't actually seen really anything with Betty White. I haven't watched The Golden Girls. However, it is much past my...
Yeah. No, I know the Golden Girls. I never really watched it. I've seen her in other stuff, mainly, and she's just an extremely funny person.
It's true.
And apparently, she was like, the way, from what I know, she was like the mother, or like a mother figure to a lot of,
Hold on one sec.
I'm listening, Zach. You can keep going.
Yeah, to a lot of movie actors, or just actors in general, because they got their inspiration from her.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, it's really sad and disappointing, because I don't know about you, but we used to make the reference or the joke of the only thing older than sliced bread is Betty White.
I think that wasn't even a joke.
Or she was there when they did sliced bread. What was it? I'm trying to think what the joke was now. I don't say jokes often. You guys should know this.
Yeah, usually you are the joke, and that's how that works.
It is. Look, I humiliated myself at work today.
No denial, just complete.
I'll allow you to keep this in if you want. I don't really care. So, I've been on vacation for the past week. I go to work. I worked yesterday. They're like, Zach, how do you feel about getting some extra hours since, you'll only have like one day on your paycheck? And I'm like, sure, I'll work tomorrow. What do you need me for? They tell me their hours. So I'm there working late. They're like, my coworkers are like, Zach, we never see you after the sun goes down. How does it feel? I'm like, I feel terrible. This is bad for my skin. And then they're like, well, you're getting money. I'm like, the only reason I'm here is because they wouldn't let me work at the strip club tonight. My coworkers, being as reasonable as they are, they're like, hey, if you wanted to work there, you could have come to me for a recommendation. I would have got you in. And honestly, I don't know how to take that.
Which place?
What?
Where?
Where?
Yeah.
Where what?
I got lost. You said recommendation for somewhere.
The strip club.
Oh, there. That's what I was asking.
Yes, there. Yeah, that was the whole premise of my humiliation. I mean, I walked into it, yes, but I was making a joke, and they went with it, and yeah. And then I dug myself in a hole with another thing. I said that one of my drivers, or my second favorite and best driver. They asked me why. I said, because you're the night driver, and then I have my morning driver. And I'm like, you're the best night driver, but when it comes to my morning driver, you're in second place. Got disappointed. He's like, you know what, I suppose I can take it. And then all of a sudden a third driver walks out. And it became very confrontational. What is my ranking list for my drivers?
Sounds like more like a personal problem, Zach.
It was a really big personal problem. I dug myself into a hole. Look, I went one whole week without interacting with much of any people, and I see it backfired.
Yeah, I can totally tell it did.
If anything, it was fun and enjoyable.
Yeah, you're more dull today than you've ever been.
I'm what?
You're more dull than usual. Usually your stories are actually interesting.
Listen, he's drained. Tired.
I am. I don't have a good New Year's story. I'll give you my coworkers. He was the closing shift. We closed the store at 11. He left the store like at 11:30. Went home. Got slap drunk and decided to play Bloody Knuckles with a Marine friend of his. Comes in the store today after, staying up.
Knuckles?
Of Bloody Knuckles?
Yeah.
You just hit each other's knuckles. You punch each other's hands.
Until somebody
like
gives up.
Until they bleed.
Or somebody gives up.
No, until the other one says, I quit because you can't take it anymore. It's like a game of chicken.
Only there's
a lot more violent.
Yeah, everybody's a loser in that game.
Yeah, pretty much. So he comes in the store. He looks absolutely miserable. I'm like, so did you get to leave on time? He's like, yeah, I got to leave on time. I'm like, good. Now, what time did you go to sleep? He's like, at 8 o'clock in the morning. So he only slept for like 3 hours. He's like, yeah. And then he shows me his hands, and they're cracked and bleeding still. He's like, yeah, I played Bloody Knuckles. And I don't know if I lost or not. But I do remember
his
this
hands are cracked and bleeding, and he doesn't know if he lost?
He doesn't know if he lost. He's like, but I do remember this. We got so drunk that when we would miss each other's hands when we go to punch them. And he's like, the other guy, I went to hit his hand, I missed, and he went, ouch, that hurt. Well, the thing was, the guy was a Marine. Or is a Marine.
Wait, he's a Marine?
Yeah, he's a Marine.
That sounds about right.
But, he's like, yeah, and then I don't know if I got in a fist fight because I just hurt all over. And he's like, if I did get in a fist fight, I think I won.
He doesn't remember?
He doesn't remember anything.
Wow, that's a fun New Year's.
What's this got to do with Betty White?
Absolutely nothing.
They both don't remember their New Year's.
Wow, that was she lived through 99 of them, so I think she can have a pass for this one.
I guess so.
I'll give her the pass for this one.
Yes, right.
But mostly just getting back on Betty White, it's mostly just rest in peace. It's just sad, disappointing to hear, especially since they were planning this big old event for her 100th birthday. It's just a little disappointing and sad to see just an American icon, and I think she was the final living metal member of Golden Girls.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
I would think so. They were all pretty old. And that was,
yeah.
I don't know, that was like what? When was that? Like the 70s, the 90s? Just a guess. It's probably...
I think it might have started in 79. I know it was all through the 80s.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. And I'm too lazy to look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I've got. I'm done. I tap out. Put me back on the bench, coach.
Okay. Well, Andrew, do you have anything?
I have a handful of stuff.
You have what?
I have a handful of topics.
Nice. Let's.
All right.
Pitch
Well,
'em
so
to me.
do I. So pitch them.
I was gonna talk about like New Year's stuff. Like, you guys have any New Year's resolutions?
Oh, to graduate. That's mine.
To graduate. I don't know if that can be counted as a. I mean, I suppose you could drop out now, but
Yeah, that'd be
first
the
off,
easy way out.
I don't know if your parents would allow you to. I feel like they would like not threaten you. They'll come up with some scheme to force you to finish college and punish you at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not undeniable. But that's about as far as I got. I really don't do New Year's resolutions.
I'm trying to think of one. You know what? I'll make one now. Because I didn't think about this until you even brought it up, Andrew. I want to try to stay more physically fit and healthy. And that's going to be my New Year's resolution. Just stay in shape, active, and healthy.
That's always good.
Yeah, I've been slacking off a little bit lately. And so this is going to be my dedication to get back into it. Be a bit more aggressive. Or not aggressive, but dedicated.
Gotcha.
With it.
Good on you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you, Andrew?
I want to read more. So this past year, I also wanted to read more. So I set the goal of a book a month, and I ended up reading 17. But 16 of those 17 books were audiobooks. So
Dude, I
this
know
year,
that struggle, man. It's so real.
Well, you've taken the first step, and that's to get to read or get to finishing books, I suppose. Because it's not really reading, you're finishing them. But
yeah. So this year, one sec. I'm trying to stay in time here. This year, I set the goal to be 17 books, because that was my last one. And I'm going to try and have half of those at least be paper books. So right now I've got one audiobook, which is the first Witcher book, and then I have...
nice choice.
Yeah, I was like, I should try it.
I recommend just doing all of The Witcher with audio.
I might.
Because they do a really good job.
I might. And then I have... What's my next book? I found American Gods when I went to go look for the paper version at Barnes & Noble of the Witcher book, and they didn't have it. So now I have American Gods by Neil Gaiman, which has a movie or a TV show.
Yeah.
Anything about it, but so far the book is really good. And I've also found out a way to get most books free to read on my phone. So I am now reading Atomic Habits as well.
Nice.
That's what I'm doing.
That is a great goal.
So I have a book to read when I can only look at my phone. A book to read when I have my actual book, and a book to listen to when I can't actually read. Because I think I'm gonna stave off manga this year because I read the big ones. I'm gonna keep up with the big ones. There's no other series that I'm like super eager to read right now. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for a good comic book, I read just recently read Kingdom Come, DC comic book. It is good. It is really good. Makes Injustice look like a cheap
What in the
knockoff.
Buddha? Go away.
Did you say Buddha? Go away.
No, to give context, Wyatt came into the room. He thought I was just lying on my bed listening to music. Alright? I said, no, I'm on the phone. I don't say it, but I show him my phone. He's like, oh, you're talking to Payson. I'm like, no, and then I signed Andrew's name, in sign language, and he's like, oh, it's Andrew and Payson. And then he comes next to me, pats me on the stomach, and then he proceeds to attempt to rub my belly. And then he starts laughing, and he's like, no, let me rub the belly like the Buddha.
Our favorite leprechaun.
I want luck, he says. Andrew said you're his favorite leprechaun.
He's my favorite. Our favorite. Our favorite.
Oh, he said our favorite.
Hey Zach, you remember how you said you weren't gonna? You wanted me to stop cutting stuff?
Yeah.
Is that still gonna apply here?
Wyatt's not gonna listen to it. What?
The great
We're doing
big.
a recording, Wyatt.
The great big Buddha.
Yeah. We're gonna leave this in the recording.
Should mention that beforehand.
It don't matter. Do you want me to cut it? He says leave it in. It's funny.
The leprechaun Buddha returns.
Yeah, well, the thing was, Andrew, you can take this however you want. Andrew said that, you're the favorite leprechaun, blah, blah, blah. He's like, thanks, you're my favorite bald person.
You know what? I take that with confidence.
Yeah, you really can't do anything about it right now.
Well, Wyatt's slowly sliding into the same boat, so I think he's more of the thing of deflection. He doesn't want to admit it.
Should be his own favorite bald person.
Yeah, but it's one of those things of he's letting his hair grow out now, so that
It's for like 2 years.
yeah, exactly. It's one of those deflection things. He doesn't want to think about it. He doesn't want to admit it, and I don't blame him.
And he wants to enjoy it while he still can.
Exactly, I don't blame him. But the thing is, like you, Andrew, he can grow a good beard, facial hair, and I'm disappointed because I physically can't.
Yeah, but you still got your full head of hair.
All right, now, time out. We're going to go back to my vacation because this one's funny. So we're doing family pictures, okay? The person who's doing the pictures is like, okay, now the oldest one, come stand over here. I go to walk forward. She looks at me like I'm a crazy person. And I'm like, I look at her disappointed, and I'm like, nope, I understand. I get this all the time. And I turn around and I walk back. I go up to Wyatt and said, I think she was talking about you. Because he looks like he's much older than I am.
Yikes.
Yeah, no.
So
that happens with me and Ethan sometimes.
So she was apologizing profusely afterwards, but I'm like, no, it's okay. This happens all the time. Just to let you know, at least I'll look good when I'm dead. So
there you go. In 20 years, he's going to be like, I'm not older.
Yeah.
You're in your 20s and you'll be 40s.
Yep. I tell him that right now. He's like, well, that doesn't matter. That'll be in the future me. I'm like, yes, but my future self right now is thinking ahead. And I'm going to be making fun of you.
Amazing. Gross.
So,
yeah, Payson, do you have any goals for the year? Anything you want to accomplish, get better at?
Besides
graduation.
I got some things. Like, I still want to talk to Clayton about my ideas that I talked with you, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
It's just some minor things here and there.
Right now, I'm trying to get much better at coding.
Ah,
So right now, I'm working on trying to learn how to code an app. It's a much longer process than I thought it was going to be.
oh yeah, I would
Yeah.
think so.
I want to finish it by the end of the break, and that's not going to happen at all.
Well, especially with your computer committing subterfuge.
Kamikaze computer.
So my Mac is running phenomenally, and I'm loving coding with it. But
Oh, okay.
yes.
Okay. I didn't realize you had already switched over. Okay, that's
It
cool.
was urgent because of my remote internship.
Yeah. Okay. No, I get that.
Yeah, no. Ironically, before this, I was editing for doing bridge design stuff.
Now, I do have a goal for you, Payson.
Mm-hmm.
When you become an engineer and you're designing stuff to go around just anywhere, can you make it so that it doesn't, fall apart in the next 6 months, like everything else?
Are you talking about like the roads or?
Just everything in general. Mostly the roads, but anything and everything. Yeah. Because I don't know about you, but we make fun of engineers a lot at my house. Mostly because Wyatt is also going to school for an engineer. But
Yeah.
we make fun of them all the time.
Well,
Because
okay.
because they build stuff, but especially roads, they fall apart within the next 6 months.
Yeah. Well,
And then you look at the roads that the Romans built, and they're still there without potholes.
Yeah. Well, that's because everybody wants the new green thing, and then whenever they want it, everybody's a cheap bastard and doesn't like to pay for the extra
I
stuff.
know.
So it's just you get the bare minimum, and then you keep moving forward. That's why you have all these potholes and stuff.
And then you gotta go fix it. And then it's
Yeah.
a waste of time and money and resources
Yeah.
and everything. Do it right the
But
first
they don't
time.
think that far ahead because usually it's politicians, especially if it's roads. So they're only thinking maybe, okay, it'll be a problem down the road, and if I don't win election, it's not going to be my problem. So
Down the road.
yeah,
I mean, it's a budget thing. I understand that.
yeah, it's very much just a
Yeah,
budget
it's
thing.
budget.
And
Get it.
with the
Yeah,
Romans, it
I
was
know.
different. With the Romans, it was
But it's-
different because they were trying to
but it-
conquer worlds, and also they were
Yeah.
just. It was also government funded to the max. So
Well, it was because it was a necessity.
yeah, it really was.
So that you could have safer travel for merchants. And,
Yeah, also easier for your armies
Everything.
to get further down.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, no, I get that point. So
Yep. That's my only recommendation for you. That's my only helpful advice.
I'll try my best.
Oh, another thing. New Year's resolution. Instead of saying, be safe, be well, all that stuff, I'm just going to say Godspeed.
I'm just gonna say, drive fast and take chances.
Nah, just Godspeed, Spider-Man.
I mean, it works.
It just sounds cooler.
Whatever floats your boat. Alright, did you want to hear some of my topics that I had, or Andrew, did you have some more?
You can go ahead.
Okay. I had a so this one I actually found out not that long ago. The Aunt May actress, I forget what her name is, from Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
Yes.
She apparently at first wanted Aunt May to be gay.
Well, all right then.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Wait, the actress wanted that?
The actress wanted that. Yeah, when it was
Okay.
the Spider-Man movies were starting out.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I misunderstood. I thought you said that when they were writing the script, they want. Okay, no, it was the actress specifically. Okay.
Yeah, so. And silence.
Where'd
just
you
nothing.
hear this?
Huh?
Where'd you hear that?
It was on an article. I can go back and look it up. But this guy was just like, I was on YouTube, saw this guy who had the article out and everything, and was scrolling through and showing all this stuff, and it's just like, okay. So.
Was this a credible article?
Is this from The Onion?
It's not from The Onion. It was called like Out or something.
And
But she was, I think it said, like, this was before Happy Hogan was even in the picture with Jon Favreau.
Mm-hmm.
And this was just her, like, saying it. Like, I'm not trying to say, like, she has a point because she doesn't.
She might have
but
just brought it up and not pushed it at all. Because, I haven't heard about it. If she
brought
did
it up
then
at
I
the
haven't
apparently
heard about
she
it.
brought
So
it
she
up.
must
Yeah.
just brought it up as an option, and then it was just shot down, and she didn't force it. It just was done.
Well, she brought it up at the. Apparently, it seemed like she brought it up at the beginning when they were starting out, and she had gotten the job.
Yeah.
And but
I mean, it could have been just jumping on the movement of like
That
inclusivity.
too.
well, I mean, that's what it seems like Andrew Garfield did when he suggested that Spider-Man should be bisexual in his movies.
I mean, have you seen him with Deadpool?
Have
I'm sorry.
okay, but to be fair, Wade's already a creep anyway, so.
Yes, but her and Spider-Man are a couple. You've seen those comics.
I have seen what I wish I could unsee sometimes.
No, that's fair. I'm talking about comics.
Well, I mean, even
No. I know what you're talking about. I mean, I still wish I could unsee it, but I don't want to at the same time because it was funny and stupid.
I mean, wasn't there like an episode or two in the Amazing and the Spider-Man cartoon that had it like that? That had Deadpool?
I do not know.
I think there was. I feel like there was.
I do not know these answers.
I mean, Stanley's already said that Spider-Man isn't bi or whatever.
I know. I was just making a joke.
Yeah, no, I get that. And I think that's more so the newer comics, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they were not old school,
Yeah.
and it was more Deadpool crushing on Spider-Man.
Well, I feel like he does that just about with anyone.
I mean, he does it with Wolverine, Captain America. I think everybody he gains up with, that's just Deadpool being Deadpool.
That's another fair point. He just gets around.
Yeah, he just walks the line. Oh, yeah. Kind of like you with that stripper story. Anyway.
Hey, look, I gotta get money somehow.
To each their own, Zach. So. But yeah. But that's one of the things I had. Another thing was like, which I kind of mentioned to you earlier, Andrew, was I read Kingdom Come and realized the similarities between Injustice and Kingdom Come comic books. And I think Kingdom Come did a way better job of doing what Injustice tried to do.
Gotcha.
Oh, I'm gonna have to read it now.
So it's basically Injustice is like superheroes versus superheroes. Kingdom Come is also superheroes versus superheroes, but it's way better done.
All right, I will look into that.
Well, I've actually got it here, so I can lend it out
Okay.
to one of you two.
I can read it online.
True.
Say that with just a bold confidence you have. I can just do it online.
Yeah.
So
Like, I don't need your charity. I can just do it online by myself. I'm an independent woman.
Dude, I've been like on cloud 9 ever since I found out I can find most books to read on my phone.
I want to know how you didn't know that you could do that.
But like for free.
Yeah, no, I know. Because that's what I do.
Because I hadn't looked into it before, and then a TikTok popped up on my page, and I was like, oh, amazing.
Okay.
Especially as I'm trying to get back into reading.
Yeah.
It's a side.
I mean, one, you could just do ebooks. Anyways.
Oh, yo, I finished Dune 3.
Oh, how did you like it?
Okay, so Dune 1, Paul, do you care if I spoil?
No, don't care.
Okay, it's Paul becoming emperor instead of like becoming emperor. Book 2 is after he's emperor, like decades, and he's realizing the pain and like just like suffering and mass killing. His empire has become a religion instead of a government.
Yeah.
And he knows that with his current status, he won't be able to change it. So the end of the book has him wandering out into the desert to kind of like leave it in the hands of people who could fix it. Book after he has twins, because of everything he did with the spice and his prescience, they were like, they're called preborn because they had the spice like prescience inside them since before they were born.
Okay.
But it's 10 years later, and they're now 10, and it's about his son Leto, which he named after his dad. Basically, it's about his son rising to the throne at 10 years old, because while their bodies are 10, they have their entire past lineage at like their disposal. So, it's just really cool. And essentially, Leto becomes not immortal, but he kind of like fuses with a worm, or like wormlets. So now he's got like super strength, he can jump really far, and go really fast, and like super resistance to everything.
Sweet.
And so now he's like an ultimate emperor, but he went so far into the prescience, further than his dad, Paul, was willing to go. That's part of the reason he went into the woods, the dune, because he wasn't ready. He didn't want to commit to what he saw in his visions, and Leto was like, nah, I'm gonna do that. And so now he's gonna last for thousands of years, and he's gonna create the golden path, is what he calls it. So that's where it ended.
Nice.
I do not know if I'm going to continue on with the rest of the series. Because I know book 4 takes place like 1,000 years later. So like the moms, so like everyone's long gone except Leto.
Oh, what happened to the other twin?
Did not fuse with the sandworm and live to be thousands of years old.
Okay.
I mean, she's like still alive at the end of this book. She just didn't live to be over 1,000 years old.
Sad, lonely life.
Yeah. Did y'all see Encanto?
No, I haven't seen Encanto yet.
It's so catchy. The songs are so catchy. So catchy.
Yeah, my mom said they saw it, and she said it was alright, which has me concerned, because that's my mom saying that.
I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting anything, like, too big. I just enjoyed it. I think it was a fun Disney movie with good music.
Well, that's good. Oh yeah, my last point was they recently made Vixen gay in the comics.
Made what game?
Vixen. They made the character Vixen gay in the comics.
That's fine. I mean, as long as it's like a spin-off, like new. Like a new iteration.
No, I think it's the same Mary McCabe. Character. Zach, you still here?
Yeah, you guys were just breaking up really bad, so I was just sitting here quietly.
Did you hear what I said?
I heard about them making him gay, and then after that, I heard
No, it's
Pretty
Vixen,
much
dude.
nothing else.
Vixen.
They made Vixen gay?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who'd you think I said?
I didn't hear her name at all. I heard nothing. I heard made him gay, and then comic book, and then news story, and then that was about it.
Glad to have you back.
But yeah. They just recently made Vixen gay, and I believe it's in a comic related to the DC's Harley Quinn, the animated series.
I mean, if Harley's involved, I understand.
No. Even if Harley was involved, I wouldn't understand. But
You have a thing for Harley, Andrew?
We'll save that for another day.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's not unrestrained. That's uncensored.
first Spider-Gwen, now Harley Quinn.
I like the athletic one.
What's her name from Black Widow?
Elena. Yeah. Elena's. Oh my goodness, Elena.
I mean, I can't say anything. Yeah, you've got good taste, but
I think it's mainly more from Midsommar and the amount of times I've seen that, and then Black Widow just solidified it.
I will say though, I've seen the pattern here.
Have y'all started or seen Hawkeye?
Not yet.
I watched the first episode.
I've also only watched the first episode.
I haven't seen it yet, and
Do you want me to give you a spoiler? Because I was spoiled only in this one fact.
I know. Well, I don't want to spoil it for you, so tell me what you know.
Well, all I know is that that's apparently not his daughter.
Oh yeah, I already knew that. It's Kate Bishop.
Yeah. Oh, I knew that, but it was one of those things. I didn't want to admit it, so I just ignored it, and then forgot about it, and then yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I mean, I like that.
I didn't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it.
Jeremy Renner.
I do, but at this point I don't care. They're doing the all new, all different stuff.
Yeah.
Comic book run, and that failed in the comic books. Like that whole story run failed immensely. What?
Not failing on Disney Plus.
I don't think they've released their numbers yet.
I've only seen good reviews. Mainly just people simping over Kate Bishop.
It's another fair point.
But how can I simp over Kate Bishop when Yelena's in the show?
Well, I was gonna say the only thing is that's one thing I don't really want to watch it for, because I know she's gonna end up if she doesn't kill Hawkeye, then I'll watch it. But if she does, I'll just be disappointed and never watch it, because I don't want to see my hero die.
Well, either way, you know she's going to take his place. That's the whole reason for this show anyway.
No, I know it is. That's why I just don't want to.
I think that's why I've been so hesitant, because I've seen it with Falcon and Winter Soldier. I saw it with Loki, because essentially he was handing it off to the female Loki to some capacity. I think at some point Tom Hiddleston's going to leave the character and she's going to be the main Loki.
Well, he didn't even want to do the TV show in the first place, so
yeah,
I 100% see him leaving eventually.
I mean, to be fair, after seeing the show, I wouldn't want to be a part of it either.
Oh, that's why he didn't want to even do it. No, he didn't want to do it because he hates doing TV shows, because he says they always turn out bad.
Well, yeah, that and
or at least in his personal experience. Let me rephrase that.
what I've noticed from these shows is they
Just-
they take really long time for it to even catch up speed.
Yeah, he says it's too much of a hit or miss, and then you're kind of stuck in a contract, and then they cut you from the contract if it's bad, and then you're kind of stuck wondering where's my next job. So
Well-
that's why he doesn't like to do TV shows,
Yeah,
which is reasonable. I understand it.
yeah.
I'll do the TV shows. Give me your job.
I think you would be a great Loki.
I would love that. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, we'll go get a wig and you can be the new Loki.
No, he doesn't need a wig.
That's true. He can just be a variant.
He's a different. Yeah, exactly.
All variant.
Now, what's your variation? Variant. Why are you a variant?
I'm not. You know, if
He's the
we're going
Loki
off
that's suffering from
blind,
male pattern baldness.
variant.
Oh, it's because he balded.
Yeah, that's the only variation. He's the exact same Loki.
He's just bald. Okay, that's terrible.
That sounds like Disney Plus writing.
All those British actors that do Shakespeare, they're so good. I also would not want to waste my talents if I was a Shakespearean trained actor.
That is another fair point. He is a phenomenal actor. He did a great job as Loki.
Hmm.
Some people were just like made for the role. Robert Downey Jr.
100%.
Tom Hiddleston, Doctor
Yeah.
Strange. Like they were made for that role.
I mean, with Doctor Strange, yeah, I mean,
At least
I
the
go-
way
when the first movie came out, yes, it was phenomenal. But I still only saw him as what was the TV show he did?
Holmes.
Yeah, Sherlock. Thanks.
The Grinch.
The cringe. No, all I saw him was as Sherlock, and
Smog from Hobbit.
well, no, I didn't see him as that, but
He that's one of the parts he does.
I know it is. But when I think him, I don't think Smog from Hobbit.
That's probably because he's CGI dragon.
Exactly. But yeah, no, I will admit they chose great actors to represent their characters. So
Have you
which
seen the
makes
One
me-
Piece casting, Zach?
no,
You haven't?
wait, you mean the current or live action? Like what?
Live action.
No, I haven't seen the live action casting for it.
I'm so excited. I am so excited for the One Piece live action.
I knew they were doing it. I just haven't looked at any of the information for it yet.
They've announced the cast for it, and they look phenomenal.
I'm looking it up right now because I want and I need to know.
Yeah, if you go later and watch like the announcement trailer, they embody the characters so well. Oh, I'm excited. And Oda is executive producing it.
Well, of course he needs to.
So like it's gonna. I mean, it's still gonna be weird because we're gonna be watching a dude who has rubber powers. My
Yeah.
roommate's saying it's all gonna come down to the first moment Luffy like throws a punch.
Yeah, fair point.
But oh well.
Emily Rudd. Oh, I can see that. Holy cow.
And they kept the ethnicities pretty like accurate too, which I was happy about.
Now, with Usopp, they need to mostly focus on that nose, and I see they've
Exactly.
lacked that.
How's that gonna look?
What?
Like, how's that gonna look?
Yeah, well, from the actor, I just don't. I mean, they can do clay, but, whatever. It don't matter. Oh, Sanji.
Okay, hold on. Sanji's actually my favorite.
I was about to say, I just passed it, and I'm like, yes, I'll accept.
Another hot take I heard.
Oh, and they only have the original crew members. They don't have anyone after Sanji.
No, because they're not going that far.
Oh well, fair point. Fair point.
The first
Oh yeah. Oh they're ending when they get to the Grand Line. Reasonable.
Oh, they're ending at our line. I don't think they're going to from what I know, I don't think they're going to finish our line.
Well, the final episode is called End Line, so I'm going to guess they're...
Right. I've also, I'm caught up with Jujutsu Kaisen.
Nice.
That's good. Yeah, I'm pretty much done. I'm slowing down my manga reading.
And going back to books.
Yeah, I need to read some more. I've always wanted to read all of Shakespeare, and now I have a collection of pocket editions.
Mm-hmm.
I want to read those.
Yeah. Oh, I'm excited now. You've got me excited. Oh, I'm gonna watch this when this comes out.
Anyway, I've been playing Beat Saber this whole time. What are you guys up to?
You've been playing Beat Saber this whole time? I can't be upset.
I have not been doing that because if I played anything, it would be picked up on the phone call.
That's true.
Disappointing.
But if I was doing anything, it would be getting done with the project that I still need to finish up.
What project?
The bridge thing.
Oh, yeah. I was working for this. I was working on that. I was not working on the app. I have to learn. So before this app, I've only known C++ and Java. And so I had to learn HTML and CSS in order to learn JavaScript. And then I needed to learn JavaScript in order to learn React. And I need to know React so I can learn React Native, and then I can start building an app.
I understood 95% of what you said.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was going to be my question for React. What is the significance?
This is a JavaScript library for implementing user interfaces.
Oh, okay. I got you.
React Native is a build-on to React that allows you to build cross-platform apps.
Oh, okay.
Instead of having to code one app for Apple and then do the exact same app but in a different language,
It'll just automatically transfigure.
Yeah, you can code it one way and then it automatically
deciphers and recodes.
Okay. So right now,
that's nice.
JavaScript I didn't teach myself JavaScript. I know Java and I know HTML. JavaScript is just Java and HTML.
Yeah.
What books have you guys read recently?
Read Comic Book Kingdom Come.
Okay, hold on, Payson. What is that one about? You said it like several times, but I still don't know what it's about.
So basically, all the old superheroes have retired, and the younger generation has taken up the mantle.
Gotcha.
But they no longer care about the civilians in the way.
As they should.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's causing casualties. In some cases.
Getting in the way.
As did Superman vs. Zod.
And Superman steps in with his part and tries to take over or stop it by any means necessary, I think. And Batman tries to do it from another point of view, and then they end up clashing on their points of view. It's pretty cool.
What is their points of view?
Superman Well, actually, no. It's more so Wonder Woman, actually, because Superman's just along for the ride at some points. But Wonder Woman kind of wants to just... It's basically she's turning it into a... these are the rules, and if you don't like them, too bad. Like, if you don't like them, we're putting you in, like, an escape-proof prison. So, whereas, Batman's kind of saying, if I remember this correctly, that he's trying to work with the system, not go over the system's head and strip everybody of their rights, you know.
Gotcha.
So whereas Wonder Woman's saying if they're doing all this stuff, forget their rights, you know, just.
Listen, if you had superpowers and could make someone do something, it would be so much easier to be like, yeah, take that method.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, also Wonder Woman thinks that it's okay to kill.
That is also true.
So, and then which I think is the thing, which I don't want to give anything away. So, but it's a good read if you ever get a chance. So, but yeah, I read that. I've read Blackest Night, which is a newer thing that was done. It wasn't as good. So felt like the stakes were sometimes faked at some points, but there were some points that were good in it, and I liked some of that. Some character development in characters that I didn't think were going to be used as much as they were, so I thought that was cool.
Gotcha.
And then I read a while ago. I read the DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths, and that's a good one. So. But yeah, that's all I read so far. Got a Daredevil comic book and a Deathstroke comic book that I'm going to be reading at some point, so.
Nice.
The problem is I might not ever find time, so.
That is also true. Audiobooks. Audiobook your comic books.
I'd rather read my comic books than audiobook my books.
Yeah, and especially with comic books, you get to look at pictures.
Yeah, comic books are more visual.
Yeah. No, just have like a descriptive reading. Like a descriptive audio.
Yes. And now Batman...
There's a panel
It's
of him
the guy in
jumping,
the face,
and another panel
and it
of him
just
landing.
screams, pow.
And why people enjoy comic books too?
Hey, fair point. Fair point.
I should do that one time. I should put on a movie that I've never seen, like blindfold myself or something,
And just
do descriptive audio.
And see if you can actually understand the movie.
Oh, what is it? Birdcage? Is that what it is with Emily Blunt?
I think that's what it's called.
You should do that just in a movie theater.
Bird Box.
You should do that in a movie theater. Just go in to see a random movie and see if you can understand the plot while you're blindfolded for the whole movie.
I wouldn't do it if you're paying. Just,
well, not like, okay, maybe not a movie theater, but...
Choose a random movie on, like, Hulu, Netflix, whatever.
Yeah. Watch Hawkeye and see if you can understand it. But watch it blindfolded.
No, because I want to read that.
That's actually an interesting thing, Andrew. I might have to try it.
See if you can still understand it.
And then watch it again afterwards and see just how much it affects. It's an interesting.
I would think if it doesn't affect it that much, then it shouldn't have been a movie in the first place. Because it's connecting the visual and the audio aids and getting you into and trying to get you invested in a story. So
yeah. Well, like musicals, you can do that easy. So it's gonna have to be something different. I don't know if an action movie would be something you would want to start out with, though.
Yeah.
Nah, just a normal run-of-the-mill movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just Fellowship of the Ring. How about that?
Oh my goodness! No, I can't sit through another hour of walking in the mountains.
Oh, come on.
I honestly not a huge fan of the books. I mean, they were good, and I understand the impact they had on the fantasy genre. But oh my goodness, it was kind of dry.
Okay, wait. You critique the movies I criticize, and that's the one you go after?
I'm talking about the books.
Oh.
Yeah,
I mean, I get the books. I'm talking about the movies.
I haven't seen the movies yet.
Oh, the movies are so good.
I bet they are. The books are kind of dry.
I can't. Yeah, I will say, if you watch the movies, you have kind of more of an appreciation for the book because you can kind of put it more into, picture it better in your mind. But yeah.
Also, it's so much world building that he does in his books alone.
I was gonna say the first like third of the book is so slow.
Well, that's because he's trying to build the whole world up for you to understand the gravitas of the situation at hand.
I enjoyed the story. I think it was written in a way that did not. I had to make myself keep reading. Like I was not.
No, I can understand. I've heard that a lot. Lord of the Rings is really one of those books where you like it or you don't. So yeah, no, I can understand that.
But it's just hard to get through.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand.
Alright, do we want to stop there?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, let's stop with saying The Hobbit is terrible. Just Lord of the Rings in general.
I love The Hobbit. I love The Hobbit.
You've seen you've seen the Hobbit movies, just not the Lord of the Rings.
Yes, I read The Hobbit first, loved it, and then the movies were coming out right after I finished the book. Loved it, and then finally, eventually, I put off watching the movies so I'll read the book first. And then finally, for the books, I was like, man, what's the hype about?
Yeah, no, The Hobbit is really good. It's much easier to read than the trilogy. But I do recommend watching the movies because they do a phenomenal job.
I've heard, but they're so long. I don't want to sit down for 5 hours.
All right, Payson, our next game, whatever, for the Hot Wings or whatever, is going to be based off the Lord of the Rings.
Oh my god. No.
Andrew's gonna die. I think I might too, to be honest.
I don't obsess over anything anymore. Like, even if we did one on like One Piece, I still wouldn't be able to do that well with the.
Heck, I don't even know what that is.
Well, it's gonna be 2v2. Don't worry, I'll carry you all the way through.
Who carried me on Lord of the Rings?
I'll try my best.
This has been Galactic Reviews. Join us next time. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube.
I haven't done that one forever.
You ruined the moment, Andrew.
I was about to say, was this planned or you guys just going off like?
I just followed his lead, to be honest.
Ad-libbed.
Yeah. Anyway, join us next time. Anyway, join us next time on Galactic Reviews. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Rumble, Audea, Spotify, Apple Podcast. And we'll see you next time on Galactic Reviews.